Hello and welcome to my channel. You're watching What Helen Reads, and today I'm sharing my May TBR with you. So I don't tend to do TBR videos, and the reason is because I'm very much a mood reader, so I kind of tend to read what I'm feeling, what I want to read at that point in time, and therefore I don't really like to plan ahead in terms of what I'm going to read, because I end up not reading anything that I originally put on my TBR. However, I do have quite a lot of authors that I love to read and try and keep up with all of their latest releases. If it's an author that I really like and I've read the majority of their backlist, or they're starting a new series, I want to hop onto those as quickly as I can so I don't kind of get behind. And May has got quite a lot of books that are coming out that I'm very much interested in, and I've written down, so it's likely that I will read these in May as these books come out, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity then to talk about what I'm reading. And in addition to that, Jen from the Book Refuge, along with a couple of other booktubers, are hosting the Romance Mafia Readathon at the start of May, and I'll definitely be getting involved in that, so I thought I'd share with you what I'm going to be reading as part of that readathon, because I have actually planned out a couple of books for that. Okay, so the first one is a bit of a cheat because this book actually comes out on the 28th of April. So as I'm filming this, it's not out yet, it's just a few days away. But by the time this video is up, the book will be out. I probably will end up reading it in May just because of the timing of the book and some of the other books I intend to read before the end of this month. And originally the release date was in May, but the author has brought it forward. And that one is Pride by Bianca Cole. Now, if you've watched a few of my other videos, you'll know that I do actually really enjoy Bianca Cole's writing. She usually writes mafia romances, and there's a couple of mafia series of hers that I particularly enjoy and recommend to you guys. She's just started a new series, and it's the Once Upon a Time villains, basically. And so I feel like these are going to be fairy tale retellings. It doesn't say which fairy tale this one is based on, but the heroine is called Bella. So I'm wondering if, on that basis, it's going to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but we'll have to see. It looks like it's going to be an arranged marriage where Bella's family basically forced her into a marriage with a man called Isaiah Darcy. From the blurb, it appears that Bella's family has done something really, really bad to Isaiah's family, and he's marrying her specifically with the intention of getting revenge and taking her family down. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Okay, so the next one is a book that actually comes out on the 1st of May, and this is Illicit King by Maggie Cole. And it's also one of the books that I'm planning to read for the Mafia Romance Read-Along as well. So I absolutely love Maggie Cole. I love her Mafia Wars series, and this is the first book in her new spin-off series, which is Mafia Wars Island. So this one looks quite interesting because it looks like it's going to be two heads of different mafia families clashing, and actually the heroine in this one is the successor to her mafia family, which is quite rare that a female would step up to become the leader of the mafia. And so it looks like these two mafia families are at war with each other, and she's about to take over from her father, and maybe the hero in this one is trying to bring her down to also bring the family down as well. But it looks like they end up obviously in a relationship together, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So I'm definitely going to be picking this one up on the 1st of May and reading it as part of that read along, and I'm sure that I'll be sharing my opinions with you in my wrap up for May on that one. So then the next one that's due out on the 9th of May currently is Grim and Bear It by Juliette Cross, and this is the 6th and final book in her Stay Spell series that focuses around the Savoy sisters. Now, I've been really enjoying this series. The last book I read, which was Rest in Witch Face, I gave a 5-star to, and that's really rare. As you know, I don't give out very many 5 stars, but I absolutely loved Rest in Witch Face. And I am highly anticipating Grim and Bear It, and this is the last one. Like I say, it's going to be telling the story of Henry, who is one of our Grimms, and we've seen him right from book 1. We know he's got a special power. We don't know 100% what it is. We saw a bit more of what he can do in the last book, and it's very, very intriguing. And of course it'll be following the final Savoy sister that has not had a romance yet, Clara, who has been getting closer to Henry as we've gone through the series. So I'm really looking forward to the conclusion for that. I'm hoping to meet Juliette Cross at Rare 23 in London when she comes for a book signing there. Yeah, just like I say, I've been really enjoying this series, and this is the highly anticipated final book in that series. So we'll definitely be picking that up on the 9th of May. So also coming out on the 9th of May is the Aliens on Earth Anthology, and this is a series of books in an anthology by a variety of authors, but the book that I'm particularly interested in when it comes out, or we'll be talking about, is Sasha's Bounty by Desyi O'Donnell. Now I have already read this as an ARC, but I just wanted to flag it because it is coming out on the 9th of May and will be part of that anthology, and I'll be reviewing it at in my April wrap up. But I really like Desyi O'Donnell. She does some really good alien abduction stories. They're all usually pretty short, around the 200 page mark, and so they're fun and fast paced and light-hearted. The anthology itself, of which this book is a part, is coming out on the 9th of May, so I'll also be picking that up and flicking through some of the other stories in that anthology as well. Then on the 15th of May we're looking forward to Sins of the Sun by Zoe Blake. This is book 2 in her new series, which is the Cavalieri Billionaire Legacy book, and this one is set in Italy. It focuses around a very rich family who own a vineyard in Italy, and the first one was about the father, and he had a relationship with a much younger woman from the village, and we started to learn about, he's got 2 sons, and we started to learn a little bit more about them. And this particular book focuses on the younger son another heroine who we also met in book 1. So I thoroughly enjoyed book 1. I thought it was fantastic. I love Zoe Blake. She always writes over the top obsessive heroes, and so I'm really looking forward to the next book in this series, which, like I say, comes out on the 15th of May. So then the next one I want to flag with you is coming out on the 16th of May, and this is The Nephilim's Fear by Eliza Hampstead. So Eliza Hampstead is a relatively new author. This is only her 2nd book. I thoroughly enjoyed her first book and saw great potential in her as an author and the world that she'd started to build. And so I was very lucky enough to get a beta copy of this book and provided feedback to Eliza. And so I'm really looking forward to picking this one up on the 16th of May and reading the final version. This is actually book 2 in her War of the Nephilim series, of which there's a few more books planned after this. And as the title suggests, it is featuring a kind of paranormal world where we have Nephilims on Earth, obviously human and angel hybrids. We also have vampires and sort of werewolf equivalents in this, in the backstory of this world as well. And so we've definitely established who the villain is. We've started to learn a little bit more about the world, how the Nephilim operate, a little bit more about the witches, because there's witches in this one as well, and how the witches operate. And in this one we're actually following a Nephilim who falls in love with a human. I won't give too much away, but obviously I will do a full review after it's out. Then on the 16th of May, Karla Sorenson brings out her new book. It's called One and Only. I am really looking forward to this one. I really like Karla Sorenson, and she normally writes sports romances. I absolutely love the Washington Wolves series, and also the spin-off series with sort of like the next generation with the Ward sisters as well. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm sure it'll be a fun read like the others, and looking at the blurb it looks like it's another kind of arranged marriage, or not arranged marriage but a marriage of convenience. She's done this trope before, so it'll be interesting to see if she brings something new to the table on this one. But again, it looks like the hero in this one needs to get married to sort out some childcare issues. What do you call it? Not childcare, that's what I'm trying. Custody, yes. So he needs to sort out a custody situation with his daughter, and she wants to get married because her dad is really sick, and his dream is to see what walk one of his daughters down the aisle. Then on the 18th of May, Cora Reilly is bringing out a new book in a completely new series that is not connected with any of her other Mafia worlds, called Dangerous Innocence. I have not read all of Cora Reilly's books. I was kind of late to the Cora Reilly train, even though I love Mafia romances, and I've read a good chunk. I'm 5 books into the Born in Blood Mafia Chronicles, but I have not read the Cora Chronicles at all, and I've definitely not read any of the Next Generation books, which I know have had absolutely mixed reviews. So I'm really looking forward to picking this one up from Cora. I think it's a great opportunity to start fresh with a new series and basically keep up to date with what she's writing. So I'll definitely be picking this one up, yeah, I'll let you know what I think. And on the 23rd of May, I'm looking forward to picking up Steal the Sky by Anna Fiori and Pennza. Now, I absolutely love Anna Fiori. I love her Omegaverse, which is what she's previously been known for. And she's just started a writing collab with Pennza, and they've got a series of romances that are dark fairy tale retellings. So Hunt the Wood was the first one that came out in April. It literally comes out in 2 days time when I'm filming this, and I will definitely be picking that up and reading that one. That's called Hunt the Wood, and it's a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. But the one that's out in May, and I'm absolutely convinced that I'll love the first book as so much that I'll definitely pick up book 2, and that is called Steal the Sky, and it's a Rapunzel retelling, and again it's an romance. So I love a fairy tale retelling. I love Anna Fiori's work, so I'm really intrigued to see what she's done with this alongside her co-writer Pennza, and I'm looking forward to reporting back and letting you know how I got on with those. And then the last one that I'm really looking forward to that's coming out in May is coming out on the 25th of May, and it's Liars Like Us by JT Geissinger. Have not read a lot of JT Geisinger's, but I absolutely fell in love with her Queens and Monsters Mafia series. It's you can see them just behind me. I very rarely buy physical books, but love these ones so much that I had to get them not only as audiobooks but also in physical copy as well. Yeah, and so basically I do intend to make my way through her backlist as well, but since she's got a new one coming out, it's kind of like a new fresh one. It looks like it's going to be part of a series. It's book 1 in Morally Grey series, so it looks like there'll be more books to follow, and it looks like it's another arranged marriage or a marriage of convenience. So she needs to save her business, and he's going to offer her a large sum of money in order to marry him. So we'll see how that one works out. I do like an arranged marriage or a marriage of convenience. So they're all the upcoming releases that are coming out in May that I'm definitely going to be picking up. And in addition to that, like I say, I'm going to be taking part in the Mafia Romance Readathon hosted by Jen from the Book Refuge and a couple of other booktubers. I'll have their videos listed below because I'm sure that they will, if you like Mafia Romances as well, I'm sure that they'll have lots of good recommendations in terms of what they're going to be picking up as well for the month of May. So the read along is only actually for 4 days between the 4th and 7th of May. 4th, 5th, yeah, between the 4th and 7th of May, and so there's only 4 days. Now I only tend to read one book every 2 days, something like that, so I didn't want to go crazy with what I'm putting on my TBR, but I also want to do a blackout on my bingo board. So I've been very strategic in terms of what I'm putting on my bingo board. It's only a 9 grid box because it is only a 4-day readathon, and obviously you can tick off multiple boxes with one book, and so I've been quite strategic with what I've placed on my bingo board, and hopefully if I manage to read 3 books, so I'm stretching myself to read 3 books in the 4 days, then I'll basically have a blackout on the board. I'm also intending to do a read along style vlog, so that will go up on the 8th of May. So as soon as that's finished, I'm hoping to be able to edit the video and get that up for the 8th of May, because the second Monday of every month I normally do a Mafia Romance related video, and I thought that would be perfect. I've just done the read along, and I can basically do a vlog so I can talk about the books as I'm reading them, and then share it with you guys on the 8th of May. So the ones that I'm reading are going to be Stolen by a Sinner by Michelle Hurd. Yeah, I'm going to say that it ticks the boxes for next in the series, Captive, and it's a host recommendation as well. I'm also going to be reading Illicit King by Maggie Cole, so I've just covered that off. That actually comes out on the 1st of May, so really looking forward to that. And that covers the bingo prompts for royalty in the title, because obviously it's the king. It takes place outside of the USA because it is set in Ireland, It's Irish Mafia, so that's that one, and I believe it's going to be a tattooed hero, so that ticks that box as well. So the third one that I'm going to read is Twisted Night by R.G. Angel, and this is book 2 in her Cosa Nostra series. So this covers, again, it could be there's another one in the the next book in the series. It's also Cosa Nostra, and it's also the oldest one in that has been on my Kindle. I read book 1 quite some time ago. It was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was called Broken Prince, and it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which is one of the reasons that I picked that up and read it. I was very intrigued about this world and curious for book 2. But it, like I say, although I downloaded it to my Kindle, it has sat on my Kindle for quite some time. So, yeah. So basically that's 12 books in total that I'm hoping to pick up and read in May, which is quite a lot because I usually only read about 15 a month. So I've not got much wiggle room to mood read. So I am very much hoping that I'll get to these because they're all books that I've been highly anticipating, all authors that I thoroughly enjoy. So I don't see that I will have too much of an issue getting through them. However, like I said right at the start, I am a massive mood reader, so it could just be that I start to read one of these books and get sucked down a complete rabbit hole, going off on a complete tangent. So it'll be really interesting to see how many books I do actually get through in the month of May, if I stick to any of these, and what I kind of like hold over to a future month. I just want to say, if you got right to the end, thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Please let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be picking up any of these books as well, or what you're looking forward to in terms of books that are being released in May. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye! It'll be really interesting to see how many books that I actually do manage to get through in the month of April. And then the final one that I'm going to be reading is Twisted Night by Aria. Now it's only, the read along only is all of her what is it? All of her Queens and Monsters series. Oh, I'm showing you the back of my head now as well. It's not good because I haven't washed my hair. Right, so just do that again. So like I say, she's done a similar trope before in the Washington Wolves with who was it? It was Luke, Logan and Paige. Logan and Paige. This is why you need to prepare a little bit better, Helen, because you're all over the shop, aren't you? And for my April for my May wrap up as well. Oh no, it'll be my April wrap up. I did review it in what I read in the month of March, so if you are interested to hear more about that, did I? Actually, I don't think I did. Hang on, please hold, Paula. In the theme of the fairy tale retellings. Oh God.